Good everyone, and welcome to the St. Augustine Alligator Farm Zoological Park. My name is Ron, and welcome to our swamp feeding demonstration. Now before we get started, I want to go over one quick safety rule. If you have anything that's not directly attached to your body, please be careful if you're leaning it over the edge, and give you quite a few good reasons why you don't want anything dropping in here. But make sure you're not leaving anything on that inside lip or resting on those posts. If you do drop anything in here, we do understand accidents happen, so if you drop anything in this exhibit or any of our other ones, please just find the nearest staff member and we can retrieve your item safely. We will do so. That being said, who's ready to see some alligators eat? All right. So I've got two things on the menu today. And I've got about 250 alligators out here who are ready to eat. But as I said, this is just a feeding demonstration, so if you see some that aren't getting fed, don't worry, this isn't the only opportunity they get to eat. This is more just a little snack for them. So first up, we have these little pellets. Doesn't look like much, but these are specially designed for alligators and crocodiles by a company called Missouri who makes other exotic animal food. They're actually a partner of Purina, so the same people that are making your cat and dog food are making our alligator and crocodile food. It's one of the staple diets here at the alligator farm. We had vets, our own staff, and crocodilian biologists got together and figured out exactly what they need to live a long, healthy life. Put it all in this pellet. It floats, so it's really easy for them to grab it in the water. And more importantly, they absolutely love the taste of it. And as you see, it speaks for itself. They really do like it. Now, besides American alligators, we actually have American crocodiles out here. There's one sitting right here. That's Hershey. And then Mary is right here. Mary, do you want a rat? Oh, I think you do. There you go. So even though they do get everything they need from those pellets, we like to give them the fuzz, the guts, the blood, all the fun stuff that's in those fuzzy little packages, and they seem to like it too. Now, if you're wondering about the history of our park, we were founded in 1893. That's over 125 years ago. Since that time, we've been committed to the highest standard of animal care, conservation, and education. But in 1920, we moved across the street to where we are now. We were originally where Anastasia State Park is. And then in 1937, we were purchased by the Drisdale family, and they helped bring this park to what it is today. We moved from just having American alligators to all 24 species of crocodilians. We got a bunch of new reptiles and all the beautiful birds and mammals you see out there today. Now, alligators are what we call generalist carnivores, so that means they're going to eat anything that has meat in it. So insects, lizards, other reptiles, birds, mammals, like rodents, they absolutely love. And when you're big, like an 11 or 12-foot alligator out here, you might eat something like a large deer. Now, their mouths aren't built like ours. They actually can't chew, and their teeth aren't used to shred. They just puncture and hold on. So they have about 70 to 80 of those teeth in their mouth. So look who's a lucky alligator who wants this? Oh, Hershey, do you want this? I think you do. Oh, somebody beat you to it, Hershey. So it looks like they're chewing, but they're actually repositioning the food in their mouth because they can't chew, and then they just let gravity do the work and swallow it for them. So when they're eating something like a large water buffalo or something like that, they need to break it down into smaller pieces, and that's when what media has dubbed the death roll comes in. So that's when they grab onto their prey, do that nice 360 rotation, and then they're going to pull off a smaller chunk. So it's not necessarily a way to kill the animal, more just a gruesome knife and fork. So that's how some of these larger animals eat their dinner. Now, alligators can jump. They can get about 2/3 of their body out of the water, and that's all due to their tail. It's made of laterally compressed muscle. They can really push them out. They're not going to get a full jump here because, as you can tell, they have no regard for personal space. So when your buddy's on top of you, it's a little hard to get a full jump. That was a pretty good jump there.
They do not like.
And it might surprise you how little these animals actually need to eat. The larger ones in here only need about 80 to 90 pounds of food a year. So that's about the equivalent of us eating a sandwich a week. So easily anybody out here can out-eat any of these alligators. So, but that's because they're cold-blooded. They can't regulate their body temperature like we can. So they don't have to use the energy to do so. So they just sit outside and bask all day. I'm sure you can see some alligators that didn't show up to the feeding because they're more concerned about getting that nice sun. And that's how they're going to keep their bodies warm. Alrighty, who wants a rat? somebody over here. Oh, there's the takers. There we go. All right, I've got